Hello and welcome. I am Aritra Sarkar, a computer engineering graduate at UTEL. This is part of the programming and data science course based on the edX MOOC titled Data Analysis Take It to the Max. In this video, I will be explaining to you the various methods of function maintenance in Microsoft Excel. Let's quickly revisit some of the facts about Excel that was introduced in the lectures. It's the fourth most common task besides web browsing, mailing, or using a word processor. An average spreadsheet survives for 5 years, and an average of 12 people work on a single sheet. This popularity, timeline, and group work give rise to the requirement of maintenance. What if, on your first day of work, you are handed over an existing Excel sheet to collaborate on, or perhaps to audit its correctness? As an example here, I'm going to use this Excel sheet, which, as the name suggests, holds the details of the projected expenses of a startup company. The sheet name, HR expenses, give us a clue that the cells we see here hold the value of the human resource expenses. The first step towards understanding the flood of numeric values is to separate out the formulas from the constants. For this, we select the entire sheet and go to the Find and Select icon on the home ribbon. Go to Special option. Inside it, we will sieve out the formulas. And once we do that, only the cells with formulas get selected. At this point, we will choose to highlight these cells in green. The next step would be to understand the numeric values in the uncolored cells. These are typically the user-defined values, like the number of people required for sales in the first year. So let us understand the formulas now, the green ones. Going over to each cell and checking out in the formulas bar, the formula is really tedious. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just view all the formulas at a go? Excel does offer exactly this convenient option under the Formulas tab. So navigate to the Formulas ribbon and select the Show Formulas. Let me resize it over here. And now we can see all the formulas at a glance. Let's view the cell dependencies more explicitly. This can be done by the trace options in Excel. Precedence refers to the cells which influence the values of the selected cells. Dependence is just the opposite and refers to cells that are influenced by the selected cells. Let's select, say, this cell, and trace its dependence. So we can see the sum depends on the values of all this as well as this cell. So it comes down to the dependence. Also, tracing as precedence, we can see that it is the multiplication of these two cells. So the arrows points out to these two cells. And you might have guessed by now, these dependencies finally has its source in a non-formula cell. So once we are done with it, we can clear these arrows by selecting the Remove Arrows option. You might be wondering, how does this work across sheets? How do we draw arrows across tabs, like say for this formula? And if we do the precedence, indeed, it's a problem, and Excel resolves it by putting a small icon of the source table. So we can click on this and see where it's referenced. Also, as when we are showing the formulas, it does show us the dependencies in colors, the same way when we enter a formula. These traces become really useful when there's an error in your Excel worksheet. The types of errors that you want Excel to detect for you can be set in the formulas options in the error checking rules. One example of it is when formula is referring to an empty cell. To see it, say accidentally when we delete a cell, so we press delete over here, we can see these small tiny green triangles appearing on these cells. So these are all dependent on this. And now if we trace the formula by the error checking rules, it shows that the formula in this cell refers to a cell that is currently empty. If we trace this error, it shows a red arrow from where the empty cell is. Now if we say put back this value, the arrow now changes to blue. Okay, so now we have solved one problem and we can resume for the other errors. Amazing. So in this short duration of 5 minutes, you got a quick overview of the first steps of understanding a spreadsheet, and also to trace and resolve reference errors by function auditing. Thank you.